Good evening, everyone. If I could have your attention, we'd like to get going with our brief presentation today. First of all, welcome new students. This is your first official kind of day at KML. We're excited to have you. Ended up being a pretty big freshman class, so we're excited about that. You're probably going to be the best behaved class in all the history of KML too, right? Yeah, okay. See the head shaking. Parents, thank you so much for making the time tonight. Again, in this kind of half-hour period, we share a lot of information with you, but know that you'll get it sent to you as well, so you can continue to look at it. And you can always call the front office if something kind of goes over your head. My name is Jamie Leering, and I have the privilege of serving as the president here at KML. This is my 11th year serving here. It's just been wonderful for me, both from a family perspective and a work perspective, to be able to do the work we do at KML. So just a note about who we are. Our theme this year is All In, and basically it points to the wonderful nature of our gracious and loving God who has done all things for us. That's the foundation of everything that we do here, whether we're teaching science or math or physical education or any other course. The foundation, again, is the love and grace of Jesus. And we're able to show that grace to our students each day as they enter these doors as well, and we're excited about that. A reminder of our vision statement, A Christ-Guided Success Path. Kids in the room, some of you probably know what you want to do when you grow up. Adults in the room, some of you maybe know what you want to do when you grow up, who knows? But some of you have no clue at all. High school is an awesome time to discover your gifts, try different things, and see how the Lord has uniquely gifted you to position you and get you ready for the next step, whatever that may be. It could be work, it could be military, it could be college after you're done here at KML, but Christ guides all of it. Our mission statement is to educate, encourage, and equip. It's more than just an academic education. That's a very important part of what we do, but we're here to help you grow as people, as Christian leaders, heading into your future as well. And then finally, our values. This is who we are. You know that everything we teach here will be based on the Bible. The Bible is the truth. We focus on that truth in what we teach. We do it together as the KML family. We like to have fun. We like to be together. We like to do these things in a way that gives God glory. And then the tomorrow piece is simply, we just want to keep growing and improving. We get better tomorrow than we were today is our goal. If you didn't notice, there's a lot of building stuff. It's super exciting. We're building a new facility. A year from now, we'll be done, God willing. It also means, though, there's going to be a little bit of a mess around throughout the school year, so just pay attention to that and know that. If you're new to us, here's the deal. Drop off in the morning can take a little while. Pick up in the afternoon can take a long, long while, depending on when you decide to come. So just be patient with some of this work that we're doing, but again, excited about the blessing of that facility that's coming. In a moment, I'm going to pass the mic to Mr. Albert to talk a little bit about culture at KML, but I just want to share, we have a director of instruction position. Matt Muller was in that last year. He took a call out to serve as a principal in another area Lutheran high school, so that's vacant this year. Just know that there are a bunch of us that are sharing that duty and doing that instruction piece together to kind of lift up that section of our work. If you have questions, and this is probably the key, that are not answered by talking to a teacher, we always ask you go to the teacher first, but things that you need guidance on, you can see Mr. Albrecht when it comes to discipline or classroom management, Mr. Shanik when it comes to grades or instruction, and they will support you. So again, thank you for being here. Super excited for another year here under God's grace, and I will pass it on to Mr. Albrecht.
You can clap for him.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Dan Albrecht. I have the privilege of serving KML as the Director of Student Culture. In my role, I get to deal with proactive and reactive school discipline, attendance, school safety, and then along with Josh Shanik, Joe Griefkes, and Jamie Leering, the day-to-day operation of the high school. As we have the privilege of starting another school year together, there's no clear place to place our goals, aspirations, and behaviors on other than God's Word found in the Bible. As you walk through the building this evening, you will see these words taken from Scripture in our hallways, classrooms, and cafeteria. It's our prayer that, compelled by Christ's love, these words influence our daily living here at KML and our students' lives here at KML and beyond. Throughout your time here at KML, it's my prayer that you hear the words, the KML family. It's our prayerful goal that all of our students, staff, and families find their place here at KML and can experience the Christ-like love that we share as a family of believers. At times, just like in our own families, sin and pride can ruin this family feeling. That's at those times where we run to our Savior's cross and find forgiveness of sins, life, and salvation. We continuously work for continuous improvement and strive for excellence in all that we do. We know that this place is and can be an awesome culture of Christian love. As a community of Christians, we have expectations that guide our lives here at KML. As I discuss these expectations and share information with you, please keep in mind that it's our mission to educate, encourage, and equip God's people for life and for eternity. We want to live God's way here at KML, and meeting and exceeding expectations helps build a culture that's rooted in God's Word and guided by faith. On the screen, you can see some information about attendance. Students, we want you in your classes every day and on time. Parents and guardians, we ask that you support us in those efforts. Note that students are allowed 4 tardies per semester per class at no penalty. Every tardy beyond that accrues a $5 fine. As far as absences are concerned, we ask that you communicate with us about absences. We also will be in close contact with you about absences and excuses. If you need to report your child absence for illness or some other planned absence, please just email our office. You can see the information up on the screen. We work to code absences as quickly as possible in PowerSchool. We also encourage that you keep vacations outside the school year if at all possible, utilizing the times that we have off from school. If you call the office during the school day, you can see the hours at the top of the screen. You'll be greeted by one of our friendly, helpful office staff members. Please note that any questions about the Milwaukee or Wisconsin Parental Choice Program can be directed to Mrs. Chelsea Brandel. Our first day of school is coming up next week, Monday. That's also Picture Day. Our retake day is Thursday, September 23rd. Please just note that dress code needs to be followed. Seniors, you'll have your pictures taken as well. And then if you'd like to order school pictures, you can see the link up on your screen. This slide details some of our dress code items. I would encourage that all of our students, parents, and guardians take a closer look at our dress code found at kmlhs.org/handbook. As we seek to live God's way at KML, we have a dress code that ensures modesty and appropriate learning environments. We do ask that our students make changes to attire when necessary. Please note that our dress code is in effect during the school day, during special dress-up days, at sporting events both on and off our campus, and at school-sponsored event. Students, we ask that you do your part in following our dress code. Each of our students are assigned lockers, both in the hallway, and if they're in a FIAD class or a sport, they get assigned a locker too. We ask that they keep their lockers locked, and then note that backpacks are not allowed to be used during the school day. Another way that we encourage our students to live God's way here at KML is by being respectful with electronic devices. Students, please be aware of our expectations for you. Your teachers will go through those next week in school. Also know that there are consequences when those aren't followed. Please also make an extra effort to label your electronic devices so that they can make their way back to you if they're lost. From time to time, we have to give out detentions either for behavioral issues or for academic issues. Behavior detentions are served on Wednesdays after school. Academic detentions are served with the issuing teacher or the Learning Center to finish unfinished work. All detentions are communicated with parents via PowerSchool and email. Social media is a great tool. We ask that our students use it to proactively communicate about themselves, their classmates, their teachers, their school. We ask parents and guardians to be cognizant of how their children are using social media and electronic communication. We ask that you share any instances of cyberbullying or other inappropriate issues with me so that we can deal with it in an appropriate manner. Oftentimes, we also contact law enforcement to help us with those issues. We do have a school safety plan Ultimately, we place our trust in our Heavenly Father, but we recognize that the world that we live in can be unsafe at times. We train our students and our staff appropriately with our school safety. We also do drills for fire, severe weather, and school safety issues. Our doors are locked during the school day. If you're going to be visiting our school and traveling past the main office, you do need to have a state-issued photo ID with you so you can check in with our visitor management system. And also note that we work very closely with Washington County Sheriff, both proactive and reactively. Many times when they're on our campus, it's just part of their routine visits. We start most of our days at 7:40 a.m. We have a late start about every 2 weeks. It shows up on our calendar online. We start at 8 a.m. on those days. Students can be dropped off in our building as soon as 6:45 a.m. Like Mr. Leary stated, it might be a good idea to arrive early on the first day of school just to get through the parking lot, and then note that after school will be quite a mess as you try to get out of here at the end of the school day. If you live in either Germantown or West Bend school districts, you can get busing through Right Way Transportation. They should be reaching out with you for times. If they haven't reached out to you, take a look at that slide and contact them with those numbers. If you are taking a school van or bus transportation to school, they drop off at the main entrance at the start of the school day. In the afternoon, they pick up in the PAC parking lot. Students, you'll exit through the PAC lobby to get there. We ask that parents avoid picking up their students in the PAC parking lot. Students that are driving to school receive assigned parking spots. All students will get a parking permit after their parents register their vehicles in PowerSchool. Once that happens, we will share with students when they should be parking in their parking spots. Until then, parking's on a first come, first served basis. To ensure safety for our student drivers and our students that are making their way to and from the parking lots, please follow these routes as you come into our parking lot. We ask that you enter off Division Road, make your way to our back athletic area parking, and then drive back down to our main entrance to pick up your student. Please use extra caution near our construction site. The fencing is very close to the roadway and there's some uneven pavement now. Also note that there'll be many staff members starting and stopping traffic and directing students to cross safely at different spots, so please be on the lookout for that. At the beginning of our school year, this is a very busy process and will take some time, so please be patient. Parents and guardians, we're so blessed to have you as part of our KML family and to partner alongside you as you support your teen throughout their time here in high school. Please know that we want to support them with high levels of academic, spiritual, emotional, and mental health and behavioral support. We ask that you support our efforts as you encourage your child to follow our handbook, be faithful in their school attendance, and diligent in their studies. We encourage you to be present at teen gatherings in your home, and also help our students live God's way here in our hallways and outside of our building as well. We have once again partnered with Christian Family Solutions to provide emotional and mental health counseling for our teens. We have school therapists here at site 5 days a week. The first 3 visits for counseling are offered at no cost to you. After that, they work with you to determine private pay or health insurance. Please note that all new students will have a brief check-in appointment with one of our counselors here at the start of the school year. The people you see up on the screen are here to support your teen's emotional, spiritual, and behavioral life. We want to work with you as we go throughout the school year. Before I leave the stage, I'm just going to point out 2 individuals that are standing by the door right here. One is Jessica Martinez, and the other one is Bethany Blahach. They are both our school counselors, and they're here to work with your teens. So if you have any questions as you're walking through the building tonight and you see their offices, please stop in and ask those questions. Thank you.
Albrecht.
All right, my name is Joe Griefkes, and I am privileged to serve as KML's Director of Activities. Thank you to all the parents who attended our parent-athlete meeting. My goal tonight is not to be redundant for those of you that have already heard a lot of this info, but to make sure that I'm hitting some of the big points maybe for some of our parents that were not there or other individuals who may have interest in other activities here at KML. You can see our activities department team on the screen in front of you. Mrs. Nas is a great reference if you need questions answered regarding athletics. Mrs. Michelle Zock has all sorts of information and experience with many of our other fine arts and activity groups here at KML. And then if you have younger children, Mr. Daryl Recker is our Junior Chargers coordinator, and he can certainly answer any questions you may have regarding our youth programs here at KML. All right, we'd like to say all of our parents are part of our KML Charger Club. This is really just representing a base of volunteers, which is our parents here at KML. We are looking for new officers in our Charger Club about every 2 years. We currently have a lot of different officers serving. The goal of the Charger Club is really to make athletic events at KML more exciting and to put on a couple special fundraiser events every single year. You see some of those in front of you. If you'd like more info on the Charger Club, I can certainly answer any of your questions. Our current chair is Deb Schmidt, and her information is at kmlhs.org/Charger Club. We have Chargerware here available tonight. We're so thankful for Christy Waldvogel, who has done Chargerware here at KML for us for several years. We do know that this will be Mrs. Waldvogel's last year serving in that role, so if you have an interest in learning more about what it takes to run all of our KML Charger gear, feel free to touch base with me at any point tonight. The main reason I'm here today is to encourage your student to get involved in something at KML. We have very high student participation rates here at KML, and something we're super thankful for. If you are unsure of what we all offer, this is most of those items, but it's a lot in front of you at one time. So feel free just to tug on my ear and I can certainly answer your questions. I'd like to point out 2 items up here that are new to KML this year, which we're super excited about. They're the items you see in yellow. We are a part of, this year, a hockey co-op. This opportunity has come to us because the co-op has reorganized. So Ozaki used to be part of it. They are no longer part of it because the numbers grew exorbitantly in the last couple years, so they reopened it up to Washington County. So we now have an opportunity for our student athletes to participate in the Ice Bears co-op. If you would like more information, I can certainly assist you with that. And then FCCLA. This is a new program that we're super excited about. FCCLA, as you can see, stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. This program is a full-year program. We plan to send out a lot more information to students once the first semester is underway. Mrs. Amanda Savickle is running this program, and she would be a great person for you to reach out to regarding more information about FCCLA. All right, most fall sports are rolling already. If you are wondering if it is too late, the answer in most cases is no, but you should certainly reach out to myself or Mrs. Nas tonight or as soon as possible for more information to make sure your student athlete is ready to roll. Digital ticketing, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. This is something most of you are well aware of. We implemented this at KML for athletic events and for concessions last year. I just wanted you all to know it went over well, and it's still going to be a thing for this upcoming year. Just would like to say that everything is live. So if you're looking for sport passes or tickets to individual events, everything is live on our GoFan website. What you see in red is the most important item on this slide. If you do not have the activity scheduler app, it's called the Our School app, you want to download it. It has any and every bit of information occurring here at KML, so this is not just for athletic events. The idea is that this has all of our program information, including dates, times, locations, all in one spot. So lots of important info for you on the Activity Scheduler app. All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Shanik. I lead the student services team that you see up there on the screen. Mr. Zemer, most of you are probably familiar with. He's our admissions director. I like to say he's kind of the guy that helps you come into KML and gets you situated. Mr. Waltz up there is our guidance director. He's going to be the one who, at your end of your time at KML, is going to help you transition to whatever is next for you. I get the enviable task of working with everybody in the middle, and Mrs. Chemnitz makes sure that all of us get our jobs done and helps you guys out when you can't find us. So, schedule changes. You probably have gotten a couple of emails from me over the course of the summer, some of you more than others. There is still time if you decide you want to make a change to something in your schedule. All you got to do is shoot me an email. That's the best way to take care of that. Parents or students can request those. The last day that you can do that is Thursday of this coming school week. So Thursday, by the end of the day, that's when any schedule changes requests would need to come in. Please don't give me requests that you would like to have this teacher instead of that teacher. I know we have a lot of them to choose from, but that's not something that those aren't requests that we take. Semesters only. So this is probably more for those of you who are returning parents and students. So for the next school year, KML will no longer have quarters. So we used to do a progress report at the end of each quarter, and there was grading by quarter, partly to eliminate some confusion and partly because everybody has access to their grades all the time through PowerSchool. We've decided to go away from that, and we will just have semesters. So you'll see that as we work through all the stuff here tonight. Part of the reason that we can do that is that grades are reported to you as parents continuously through PowerSchool. Anytime you want to get a handle on where your child is at in a class, you can check there. The tardy and eligibility policies have been adjusted slightly to reflect those things as well. The overdue work policy, I won't read the whole thing up here. This is a policy that we implemented during the year last year and kind of fleshed out how we were going to work with that, and we'll do that again this year. I want to give you kind of a heads up for what that is. So our policy is that if you have an assignment that has not been turned in for more than a month, your eligibility goes away for any extracurricular activities, and we require you to come and stay after school 45 minutes to work on that stuff until you get those things taken care of. How you as parents and students will be informed about that is that when you have stuff that is 3 weeks old in that bucket, you'll get an email. This email, don't be freaked out about it at first, because this is the 3-week email. It'll say, hey, here's a list of things that we're showing that you don't have done yet. Sometimes at that 3-week point, it's not a problem. It's actually that there's a recording error, something hasn't gotten put in or whatever. So I've had some kids tell me, hey, I got that email, my parents freaked and reamed me out because of that. So just be gentle on that part of it. The parents get that email, the students get that email, the teachers get that email. All 3 parties there are kind of involved. Sometimes it's the teachers that haven't gotten their stuff quite in all the way, but if there's ever a question, if you're a parent and your kid is telling you that it's in and the grades say that it's not, please feel free to reach out to the teacher and try and get some clarity around that. There's another email that will come a week later if those things haven't been taken care of. Those emails always come out on a Monday. It'll give the list again, and it'll say if these things aren't taken care of by tomorrow morning, then that penalty phase kind of starts on Tuesday of a week. So if you have any questions about that, or if you get hit with one of those, your first person that you want to talk to is probably the teacher, and if that isn't getting you what you need, then talk to me. PowerSchool, I would assume that the majority of you have gotten logged into that as part of the registration process. I just want to point out to you, there are different schools that use PowerSchool, and it is a product that different schools implement. It's not all one big thing. So if you've used PowerSchool in a different school before, sometimes you go to the wrong PowerSchool site. So I want to point out that when you're on the right one, you're going to see our logo up at the top there. Morningstar's logo is there because they also use our PowerSchool service. Once you get into PowerSchool, this is probably the screen that you look at most commonly. You can see this same information in the app as well. It is the list of courses that you're in. So parents can see this and students can see this. And there is going to be a list there of all the courses, all the teachers, the grades that are given in the courses, and the absences and the tardies. So again, for students who are returning or parents who are returning, you're probably familiar with this screen. You'll see there's a big change there, is that the quarter pieces are not there anymore. So it's just a semester grade. When you go in here, you can click on a teacher's name. It'll take you to a place where you can contact that teacher. You can click on the grade. So this is probably the biggest thing that people want to look at. If you click on the grade, it'll show you all the assignments for that class, all the grades on all the assignments. There is also, I want to point out, a missing assignment button on the side. So on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a place where you can click that says missing assignments. It will show you a list of all the assignments that teachers have marked as missing for your child. And kids, you can see this too if you're not sure what stuff you're missing. So there's a place that you can find that information. Account preferences here, I just mentioned this. You can change some of the things about how you use your PowerSchool account. This is parents only. If you would like PowerSchool to email you with some information about how your student is doing on either a daily or a weekly basis, you can set that up here. I have fewer and fewer people using this because you're using the app instead and you can see the information there as well, but that is an option. It's in the account preferences section. So PowerSchool mobile app, there are two QR codes there if you want to download it from Google or Apple. The biggest question that we get about this is that when you use PowerSchool app for the first time, you need a 4-letter district code. The district code is a random grouping of 4 letters. It doesn't stand for anything. Ours happens to be LSTC. If you log into PowerSchool on the web, that code is on the screen, on the main screen there also, so if you forget it, or feel free to call up or contact Kettle and we'll pay it, get that to you as well. So this is kind of what the app looks like. You're going to have a username and password that you can put in there. You'll get this dashboard that's got little cards on it. The dashboard will show you your student, GPA, meal balance, a lot of good stuff. If you have multiple students that attend KML, you're going to want to note there is a little picture and name up in the upper right corner. That's where you would click to switch from one student to another. You can again see assignments, upcoming assignments, status, attendance, school bulletin stuff in here. One thing to note is that while the app does have a lot of stuff in it and it's a handy place to look, there are some things that are only available on the web version of this. So while you may use the app on a more day-to-day basis, you will need to log into the app to do a variety of things. There's a calendar in there. Then our grading scale, for new students here, our grading scale goes from A to F, percents go down to 70. GPA stuff is the part I want to point out on there the most. For students new to high school, your GPA becomes an important piece of information about you. It's kind of the average of all of your grades. An A is a 4.0, you've probably heard that term before, and everything else goes down from there by a third every time. This is the information that's going to go on your, what we call a permanent record or your transcript. So the higher your GPA is, the better chance you're going to have to win scholarships and things like that in post-high school. Graduation requirements, they're listed for you here. Note that my office constantly monitors students that they are meeting the graduation requirements. I oftentimes get parents who will come and talk to me, or kids who will come and talk to me like, yeah, is my kid on track to graduate? And I will assure you, yes, if your child is not ever, we'll be in touch and I'll be talking to you. So we do monitor that you're getting all of these credits and things in. Watch for a time in October, November, actually for you guys, when we'll be picking classes for the next year, and you'll come back to this again to see what kind of classes need to be picked for the next year. Food service program, we have a hot lunch program. Our program is what they call a la carte, so there's a variety of items that you can pick from. It's not just one meal, so you will pay by the individual item. You can see what's available on any day for lunch at the address up there. We also typically serve a breakfast snack stuff in the morning on Fridays. That's served in the main entryway. Very popular among the kids. Some nice stuff there. There are microwaves available in the cafeteria if your student wants to bring something from home and heat it up. Food service funds. So some of you have already taken care of parts of this evening, but our food service program is a debit system. So your student has to have money in the account in order to purchase food. We don't allow them to go into a negative balance for that. So there are a couple of different ways you can put money in there. One of them is through the office. I'll show you here. You can give cash or check in the main office anytime before the first day of school, cash or check tonight. You can do cash or check in the study hall. So if you're going to send money with your child to put on their lunch account, they're actually going to take that to the study hall. And the ladies in the study hall take that money. They can do that before or after school or during their study hall time. You can also do an electronic funds transfer through a service called eFunds. It does take a little bit of time to set this up, and you do need to know a key piece of information about your child, which is your child's student ID number, which you probably don't see anywhere else except for this. So if you log into PowerSchool on the web, in the balances part where it shows you how much money you have left in your account, it does have that number for you. Otherwise, you can call in and we'll get that information to you. College and career guidance. So we have guidance services that we have here. We are going to help your child choose a path forward. It kind of starts with this. So freshmen, you will all meet with Mr. Zemer in the first couple of weeks of school. He'll help you figure out how things are going and gather some information from you. And then all of you are in a computer applications course, and during that course, there will be some times that those instructors will work with you on seeing what kind of personality you have, interests you have, that kind of stuff. A lot of that is done through a program that we have called Zello. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors all meet with Mr. Waltz in either individuals or small groups, and they go through these various things in Zello to kind of figure out what you maybe should do after high school. We also have a junior career day and a trades fair that would be other opportunities. Volunteer service, everybody's got to complete a minimum of 8 hours of volunteer service per school year. We again will contact you with more information. But one thing, parents, that you should know, if your child is having a hard time figuring out what to do for their volunteer service, the students all get a weekly email that comes from Mrs. Chemnitz in my office that has a list of volunteer service opportunities of a variety of kinds that are available to them. Some here at Kettle, some in the community, some in our churches. Just kind of varies. Mrs. Krause serves as our Learning Center administrator. If you have any questions, some of you have probably already met with her about your student being successful or needing extra help, she is the person that you want to reach out to and talk to. Email communication. If you haven't gotten any emails from Kettle yet, let me or someone in my office know, because you should have, and we want to make sure that that connection is in place, because we send a lot of stuff through email. That's the main way that we work with communicating with parents. All right, freshmen, stand up. Are you guys hungry? Head down to the cafeteria. Parents, you just wait here. Parents, later this evening or tomorrow, you'll get a copy of this presentation. This next slide is just some reference stuff that I include there in case you want those references. I won't go through that in our presentation here. So what are you guys going to do next? So here's the plan. You're going to move to your first class by 7:05. So you got about 7 minutes to get there. Transfer students, I want you to meet at the stage to find your parents, because if you haven't already, if you already found your parents in here, that's great, you can stay with them. All the other kids left. So, when you're done with what you're going to do next, you're going to come back and exit through the lobby. At that time, Mrs. Chemnitz and Mrs. Brandel will be there if you still need to meet with them. There'll be other teachers and stuff and administrators if you have any questions. This is where we'll be if you want to come and ask us anything more. There's chargerware for sale out there. We'll take some more lunch deposit. If your child is getting a new Chromebook, that was in their locker today, so they have grabbed it. It would be okay if they left it here until the first day of school, but they can certainly take it home as well. Presentation's emailed to you and it's been recorded as well. So now, take out that sheet of paper that you got when you came in, because I need to give you some advice and instruction on here. On that sheet of paper, you have courses listed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after 4, you might have LA and then 5B, or you might have 5A and then LA. So, 5A and then LB.